The only problem is, in closing out the pain, we also close out the power. We're trying to close out the burden, but we inevitably close out the blessing. In fact, that's why the enemy allows us to go through failure, so we'll shut down our womb, close our possibilities, live in a vacuum, isolate ourselves to protect ourselves so that nothing gets out, but nothing gets in. So we live our lives going through the motions. We're having fun, but there's no impact. Because we can't afford to risk being hurt again, we don't open up our hearts to love again, because the last time we loved someone wrong and it died.
Of the future clear for yourself, all of the values of life that you could possibly want, and be serious about it. I promise you it's an easy price to pay. Anybody can pay it. And the best advice I can give you is, if I can do it, you can do it. Farm boy from Idaho, raised in obscurity, I changed my life, turned it upside down, turned it all around, found economics, found future, found promise, and if I can do it, you can do it. So start setting your goals and see if you can't get a better excitement going for the things you want to accomplish for the future. One of the major reasons for setting goals is for what they make of you in achieving them. My teacher advised me when I first got started at age 25, he said, "Jim, why don't you set a goal to become a millionaire? I'm here to help you." And he said, "Here's why. For what it will make of you to achieve it." I'm telling you, that statement changed my life. Set the kind of goals that will make something of you to achieve it. He said, now, once you become a millionaire, what's important is not the money. It isn't important. He said, you could just give the money away. Now, I did better than that. I lost it all. By the time I was 31, I was a millionaire. By the time I was 33, I was broke. But when I lost all my money, guess what? I found out Mr. Schoaf was right. What was valuable was not the money. What was valuable was what I became to earn the money. The skills I had, the knowledge I had about the marketplace, the values that I had going for me, they were more valuable than the money. And here's an important statement to remember. It's not what you get that makes you valuable. It's what you become. So part of the key here is to set the kind of goals that will make something of you. Don't set them too low so that you don't have to grow and you don't have to read and you don't have to try and you don't have to stretch. Don't set them too low. And then don't sell out. Don't go for something that's going to cost you your virtue or cost you your values or sell out your principles. There's a good middle road here to follow. Goals that will inspire, goals that will help you grow, change, develop, and become better than you are. Now here's my third subject, and that's called financial independence. Become rich by 40, 35 if you're extra bright, much sooner if you find an opportunity like I did. I like the phrase financial independence. I think it's every person's heritage here, especially in America, to become financially independent. Now, let me give you my definition of financial independence. Financial independence is the ability to live from the income of your own personal resources. Now it depends on how you want to live. If you need $2,000, $3,000 a month, if you need $4,000 or $5,000 a month, if you need $10,000 a month, some people may need, $100,000 a month. But whatever you would need to live, and you could earn that living from the income of your own personal resources, that's what I call financial freedom, financial independence. And let me show you how to acquire. If you start at age 15, between ages 15 and 35 is 20 years. 20 years, in my opinion, is enough time to become financially independent. If you're not, you don't live in the wrong country. Probably what's happened is you have the wrong plan. And it's easy to be a nice person with the wrong plan. I found that when I was 25 years old. I was broke at age 25, and I was a nice guy. You would have liked me. But I'm telling you, my plans up until then, especially my financial plan, left me broke. I totally changed it the next 6 years, and I became financially independent. It is possible in a reasonable amount of time, whatever, 20 years time, enough time. You can do it in a much shorter period of time, like I did if you want to. But this is a reasonable enough time. But here's number one. First of all, you got to have the right philosophy. Philosophy is our ability to gather knowledge and sort through it and decide what's valuable. To develop a philosophy about life, a philosophy about our health, a philosophy about our family relationships, a philosophy about economics. And if you develop the right philosophy, that's what helps to set this sail so that in 6 years it takes you where you want to go, instead of winding up like I did that first 6 years of my economics, broke, no money, empty bank account. Now let me give you a couple of philosophies to consider. Here's the first one. It's called the philosophy of the poor. Poor people usually spend their money and invest what's left. That's the philosophy of the poor. Now here's the philosophy of the rich. Rich people invest their money and spend what's left. And here's the startling answer. It really doesn't matter what the amount is. What's most important is not the amount. What's really important is the philosophy. So I would ask you to adopt this philosophy. A person's economic future starts with a child with $1. Somebody says, oh no, you're only young once, let him spend it all. Well, when would you hope that would stop? Somebody says, well, wait till he's 50 and broke like me, and then he'll learn. Well, no, we don't want to wait that long. If I would have known earlier than age 25, I would have changed. In high school, if they would have had classes called Wealth 1, Wealth 2, I'd have taken both classes. I would not have waited until age 25. The earlier, the better. So what should a child do with $1? Here's the simple premise to begin with. Don't spend it all. They'll still say, why not? Say, let me show you why not. So you put them in your car, take them to the other side of town, and show them where people live that spend the whole $1. Just drive around and say, would you like to live here? Kid says, no. Then you can't spend the whole $1. Kids learn best by visual. Kids will get the message. Now let me give you my best view of what to do with $1. Never spend more than 70 cents. Now you got to pick some number, and the number you pick is going to be determined by your philosophy. It's going to be determined by what you've been taught or your experience teaching yourself. When I first met my teacher, Mr. Shove, I was at about 110% of each dollar. And then I learned a whole better formula for financial independence. Number one, don't spend more than 70 cents. Okay, what do I do with the other 30 cents? 10 cents for charity or church, or helping people that can't help themselves. Projects that you feel good about. It's called being generous with part of what you've taken out of society. Now, in my opinion, nothing teaches us character better than generosity. No class, no teacher, no book teaches character better than generosity. And the best time to start is when the amounts are small. And I know if kids learn these lessons well, they'll give a dime out of $1, help people that can't help themselves, support worthy projects. So the time to start is when the amounts are small. Next, 10 cents. I call active capital. Active capital means do something to make a profit. Set aside a portion of your income. Wages are okay, but I'm telling you, wages will make you a living. Profits will make you a fortune. So set aside part of your income as capital, called active capital. Any kind of project you can possibly think of, you can possibly come up with. 10 cents out of the money you earn, set aside for capital. Capital to try your best. To show a profit.
You have an income problem. This is where Dave Ramsey and Susie Orman, CNN Money, Smart Money, all these people that talk about money are wrong. You're getting advice from people that don't have any money. You spend too much. You're overspending. No, you're not. You're under-incoming, right? You don't make enough money. So remember that today. That's why we're talking about sales the whole time. How do you make more money? How do I market? You can't spend too much money on marketing. It's impossible. How many agree with that statement? You cannot spend too much money. You could not sell enough people. I don't expect all advertising to work. I expect a lot of it to be wasted.
Money's not everything. It's really not. And money can't make you happy. Money don't make you happy. I know a lot of miserable people with money. It's not money that makes you happy. It don't. It don't make you happy, but it'll park you right in front of Happy's house. And you can at least see if the stay there. I recommend money. I highly recommend it. And anybody that told you that money different about money is because they don't have none. But you got to quit listening to people that ain't got money tell you about money. Money the root of all evil and all that shit. You do evil stuff with money, but if you're a good person, you can do good stuff with money. You know, people say that money changes people. It really doesn't. You know what I learned about money? Money don't change people. Money allows you to be more of who you really are. See, if you're a kind person, when you get a lot of money, you become a kinder person. If you're an asshole, when you get a lot of money, you become a big asshole. It's money, it allows you to amplify whoever you really are. That's why when you see rich people acting like assholes, it's because they always been one. They always been an asshole. They just had the money to flex on to show it to you. That's all it is. But you let their ass get some money, they finna show your ass something. And that's it. If you see a person that's cool with money, it's because he always been cool. That's what I recommend money, but it's all right. I'm gonna do this real quick. Let me see if I got it. I don't have time to do that. I was gonna show you a real simple thing I figured out a long time ago. Before I go today, I'm gonna share it with you. I'm gonna show you the simple way to become a millionaire. Very well, come on. The show, what you got, Steve? No. Well, I'm gonna show you, it's a really simple way. And it's so true, it's very simple. You just have to understand that it's possible for you. What stops most people from becoming successful is you have something in you that tells you it's not for you. But it's for everybody who wants it. God will give you the desires of your heart. He love you. If you ask your child, if your child asks you for the latest sneaker, you're gonna try to get it for him. If he at the school trying to make a field trip, you're gonna try to send it. If he need a computer for a class, you're gonna try to get this computer for your child. Cause he your child. Well, we all got the same Heavenly Father. We his children. When you ask him for something, you don't think he want to give it to you? But you have not because you ask not. Most people don't even ask God for the right stuff. Keep wasting God's time with all these little bitty requests. You're talking to God. Why you keep going to God with this little stuff? Lord, help me make my rent. Don't he always? Why don't you ask for a mortgage? You're talking to God, man. This is the same dude that made heaven and earth in 6 days. How he can't give you a house? How he can't give you a new car? Quit looking on Craigslist for a used car. Go to the new car section. You're talking to God. Quit asking God for little stuff. God don't care nothing about no used car. You want a used car, he'll give you a used car. Ask for a new car. You gonna ask God for $500? Might as well ask him for 50 grand. I mean, since you asking. You have not cause you ask not. It's really so. I'm telling you, man, I figured it out. I ain't smart. I ain't got no education. I ain't got no degree of any kind whatsoever. Graduated with a high school diploma. Graduating class was 695 people. I graduated 690.